Olá, pessoal, sejam bem-vindos ao canal do YouTube da Anpop, da nossa associação. Eu sou Cristiane Belfiore, eu sou responsável pelo Comitê Internacional e eu já estou aqui com uma convidada muito especial, a nossa querida Francesca Pansadoro, da Itália, da Associação da APOI, que teve o prazer de aceitar aqui o meu convite para contar para a gente como é que é o trabalho dela lá na Itália, como está o mercado na Itália e o que houve depois da pandemia e outras coisinhas mais. Essa entrevista será feita em inglês, por motivos óbvios, mas vocês vão ter legenda aqui embaixo para vocês poderem acompanhar, ok? Então eu chamo agora a nossa querida Francesca Pansadoro. Francesca, welcome to our meeting, to our channel, Anpop channel here in Brazil. Please introduce yourself.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. And I'm sorry that I don't speak Portuguese, which is a language that I love. So this is my first thought. I'm a professional organizer since 2013 in Italy. I have founded Tutto a Posto, which is my personal channel to meet private clients. I'm part of APOI as a responsible of international liaison and relationships. In fact, I'm in contact with most of the biggest associations in the world of professional organizing. And I'm part of the CDA, the board of committee of Organizzare Italia, which is another big, strong instrument that I use to do projects with a social impact.
Great. Well, I think you have a lot of things to tell us about your market. So please, I'd like to know, how is the market in Italy? What about you had to do to reinvent yourself and your work because of the pandemic?
Okay, it's been a big challenge for everybody, for every single professional organizer in the world, not only in Italy, you know, it's been the same for you in Brazil, in the United States. And so it's been, as I say, an occasion to, it's been a chance to reinvent, as you say, our job. And what happened in Italy, for example, we were already ready for that step, and the pandemic just helped us to push a bit more. We were already ready with online courses, so we were just getting that new concept of producing courses to teach and to form people in companies and in different environments, in school. I will tell you about it. And so when the pandemic arrived, we were already set in a way, ready to start. So the pandemic, in a way, for us, it's been a very positive, and fortunately, it's not nice to say, but it's been a positive push to put us in a new challenge and to start working online.
I agree with you. The pandemic took us a lot of opportunities, but you have to change the way we work.
Exactly.
It was about the online service. Do you believe that it's a good idea to push more this kind of attendance in our area?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly. I think it depends a lot on which environment you're working. So we know that there is domestic, there is the company's work, so the office. And we, for example, have started a new chapter that very few people, very few professional organizers have started the way we did in the world. We entered into schools. So with teachers and kids, and we did an amazing job with online projects, in fact, during the pandemic. So my opinion is that the future is not going to ever go back as it used to be, only in person, indirect, in the environment, but it's going to be a 50-50. So we have to be ready to work on both fields. So we have to be ready to meet the clients, especially in the domestic, it makes a big difference, but not only, even in the company work and the office work. But we have to be ready to produce courses and paths that help people to follow certain courses that we can teach. So it has to be a 50-50 approach. And this is what has to change for the professional organizers, a different way of thinking and to think of the market.
I agree with you. And are you doing this in your job right now? This kind of...
I am doing this, and the major project that we do with Organizzare Italia is this, as I was telling you, we created 2 major courses for teachers and for the parents and teachers that have kids with difficulties, you know, like DSA, just that they have real difficulties in learning. So having school online, it's been a big obstacle, not only for teachers, but even for kids and parents. So we created one course that it's been a pretty good success, that it was on demand. You could just go on our link and just pay for it and have it. And we're working on a second job now, a second course right now. So this has been the 2 major success of the pandemic period. But many professional organizers in Italy have really reinvented them through Facebook directs, you know, like on Instagram. They really started to put themselves directly with their face, teaching and meeting people and making this distance closer. Because what happened is that through the pandemic, people had to have the courage to show themselves. And somehow this created a much closer link to the idea of the personal or professional organizer. Who it is, what does he do, how can he help the clients?
And what was your biggest challenge till today?
Certainly the biggest challenge was, and it still is, to enter in public schools, because it's an approach and you have to have a very open-minded, but we are so convinced. We've been working on this project since 2014-15, and we really believe that organizational skills are so important for young kids, but even growing up, and for teachers. So to create a good communication and use the correct strategies and methods helps people, the teachers and the kids, to be more productive, more serene, and to really face daily subjects and daily tasks with a different approach. So that for me, it was, is, and it will be my biggest challenge. You know?
Yes, yes. Wow. Good, very good, but it's really a big challenge.
It is a big challenge. And one other thing that I wanted to tell you, because to show you how the market is changing, they've been calling us, the companies, to give services, which are, we translated in courses, for the people that work inside the company. How? Because as you were saying, I mean, smart working brought us all at home. So it completely changed our style of life. Some people are going to go back into work physically. Some people are going to stay at home. Some people are going to do 50-50. The reality is that we've changed our style of life. So what happens now that CEOs of big companies are thinking how to help the people that work for them. So they asked us to create courses to actually, in fact, we created now Lifestyle Harmony, how to change and help people to combine working life and lifestyle. And this has been a big challenge, and it's growing more and more because everybody speaks more of welfare. Welfare in the sense of benefits, physical and mental benefits. And that's one point where professional organizers can really enter.
I agree with you. I agree completely with you. Good. And how do you see the future of the profession in your country as general?
I will be very sincere. We need to work and look straight. I mean, I think in Brazil you're ahead of us in a way, but we are still a young country. I mean, APOI has started in 2013. So, I mean, it's a young association compared to others in the world, but the profession is growing. But more than anything else is growing the culture, the organizational culture. What we're trying to do is to make people understand that organization is an instrument to have a better quality of life. This means that professional organizers have really to stick to their object and look forward for their goal, and they do not have to give up if still the market is just in growth and not still a major success. It's working, it's growing, but you need to do a lot of work and to stick there and have very clear your objectives.
Yeah. Is there a lot of professional organizing in your country? Do you know about these numbers? How many people work with?
We have about, in the association, we have about 100 associates, but we know that there is a lot of people working out there. We don't have an actual numbers, because if they're not associates, it's hard to tell. What I can say is that to be an associate, and this is a value for every professional organizer in the world that is part of an association, it means a certain level of professionality, because the association stands for the profession, which means that you have to have certain standards, you have to be formed, you have to be, you don't have to be just an organized person that loves organization and knows how to fix a library, a bookshelf, you know, but you really have to think that to form yourself constantly at different level, it means your level of professionality. So it's hard to tell you the exact numbers of how many professional organizers are active in Italy. I can tell you that there is 100 associates, and we know that there is a large number of people that just start the profession. But to me, a real professional in this sense is who really think how important it is to form themselves constantly. And it's a large range of work.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know who are watching us, but Francesca was the creator of the manifesto that we launched here.
Not me. I'm the one who brought it to you. The entire association was the actual creator, but
that we launched here in Brazil in the beginning of this year, 2021. Francesca, why and how and because of did you create this kind of manifesto that I personally felt very, very surprised in a good way about your doing something like this? Tell us, please, how did you reach this?
Well, for us, it's really a little gem, you know. It started during the pandemic, the first lockdown, to be actually correct. And all the associates got together, and our prime minister one day was doing a speech. We had him having speeches every day at 6:30 telling us how terrible was the situation, and he used the word organization. We need more organization. At that point, all the associates, they just felt this call, you know. So we had a meeting, and we thought it was time to invent something, and it came very natural, the idea of the manifesto. So everybody worked on this. We created those 10 points, but the idea is to have an instrument that we have used from an example to contact people, even at political levels in Italy, but it was the right instrument to contact all the associations in the world. After you, the France just started off now with a lovely campaign. So the Francophone Association has started at FPO, started a campaign now, and everybody which I contacted felt that it was a great idea to put us all together and to actually say it loud. I mean, organization has to be a culture. It has to be a way of seeing life for a quality of life. It's not just to be organized point, but it's the quality of life that we can achieve and reach through organization. Yes. So it is our little gem. We're very proud of it, and we're very proud when we see association that actually understand the meaning of it.
Yes, congratulations. It was great.
Well, thanks to you that you accepted and enjoyed the idea.
We are stronger together.
Exactly.
We are more stronger.
Exactly. This is exactly the meaning of having the manifestos. Yeah. Not only to be strong in Italy between all the associates and have a common language, but it's the meaning of being stronger with all the associations in the world that want to use the manifesto, change it or make it more personal. But the idea is that certain points are in common all over the world. And nowadays that we speak about globalization, it's a common language.
Yeah. Well, if you have to leave any recommendation to people that are watching us, what did you say?
Well, I really think that one aspect that I see in all the women and men, because we have few professional organizers in Italy that are male too.
Here too, in Brazil.
One thing in common they have is the passion. People that like this work, it's a real passion. It's a real call. I mean, you can see in their eyes the blinking, you know, and you can see that it's something that starts from the heart, because you help people. Basically, it's a way of reaching out to people. So one thing that I really suggest is not to give up to their passion, to hear very well how loud that voice is, even in moments that it can be difficult to meet the market. Because sometimes, I mean, we speak for Italy, you know, some of our associates sometimes get a little bit frustrated because the culture is growing slowly. I have a program on TV where I go, and I went since 2015, and it's been growing very slowly. You know, on the beginning, when they called me the first time, nobody knew what a professional organizer was. Nobody was totally interested in the word organization. Today, it has changed completely. So we have to stick together, all together around the globe, and really keep on moving forward, and to see to our American cousins what they've been doing since 1980s today. I mean, we have many professional organizers that represent an amazing success of this profession. So keep on going, look straight forward, and really hear your passion.
Yeah, and be patient, because we need time to increase a new career.
Well, there is one point, a major point, is that if we understand that we're not cut to be an entrepreneur, because this is what it means to, then try to get closer to other professional organizers and give you service and say, listen, I'm not very good as an entrepreneur. You're better than I am, but I'm a good professional organizer. That can be a key to see how to get together. Because to be an entrepreneur is a different aspect of being a professional organizer. If you put the two things together, it's perfect. But not everybody's cut to be an entrepreneur and just to, you know, push and see and doing the next step. So if you find that you're a good professional organizer, but you're not cut to be an entrepreneur, working on your own and have that kind of vision, try to find other colleagues to get together with and to create, you know, a collaboration and working together. Because the important aspect, and this is a professional organizer attitude, is to find what's the best in each person and how it can work at their best. So sometimes we can understand that being an entrepreneur is hard, but being a good professional organizer, you can work with others.
Good. Francesca, we are arriving in the end of this conversation, adorable conversation. So I'd like to have more time with you, maybe in another opportunities to interview you again. If you want to leave the final words, be free. If not...
I'll tell you what's my final word. I would like to meet you all in Brazil very soon.
Oh, yes, I mean, come to Brazil.
I would love to. I was there once in my life, and I think there is a strong connections between Italians and Brazilians.
Yeah,
you know? So
I love Italy. It's my favorite country. My favorite country. Cristiane Belfiore.
I mean, and
with with this last name, do you know why I love Italy?
Exactly. And Belfiore, it's, you know, it's a lovely word too. So
yeah,
I wish I'll be able to come and meet all of you, Jose Luis, is it everybody? I mean, and come to meet in person in Brazil very soon. If the pandemic let us move ahead, you know.
It'll be a big pleasure for us to have you here with us. We can go to Rio de Janeiro.
I mean, it would be a pleasure. It would be a pleasure, really.
For me too. Thank you very much.
Next appointment. Thanks to you, and thanks to all the associates, and thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you for accepting the invitation. It was a great conversation. You're an adorable person. I wish you all the best in Italy, okay?
Thank you, Cristiane, and you too. We're waiting for you. We have an appointment.
Yeah, soon. And I'll say bye to the association Anpop members too, okay? Stay here. Pessoal da Anpop, terminamos aqui essa entrevista. Quem estiver aqui nos assistindo, foi um grande prazer ter vocês aqui com a gente. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Vem muito mais por aí. Fiquem ligados aqui no canal, compartilhem esse vídeo com quem vocês acharem que possa ser do interesse e até a próxima. Muito obrigada. Obrigada, pessoal. Thank you very much, Francesca. See you soon.
Thank you.